Hi guys, it's Sarah from Something's Pretty Special, and I am back with a project share. Yay! I'm super excited to share this with you. While I've been on hiatus from crafting myself, of course, I still binge watch YouTube videos, and I love to see what everyone is doing. And one of my favorite things has been junk journals. And I have just never, I don't know, taken the time really to sit down and work on them. I've always been so busy with like trying to do cards and, you know, different projects for different things. And I finally just decided, you know what, no, I don't have anything going. This is like the perfect time to just completely switch gears and make it a true junk journal. So I did, and I absolutely love it. Actually, I've started another one, so I can't wait to get that one finished and share it with you guys as well. I absolutely love these. This one was really inspired by Crafty Irina. She shared, I don't know, maybe a month or so ago now, this gorgeous Christmas journal that she did for a swap. And I was just super inspired by the way that she did her cover and what she did for her journaling spots and just everything. I was super inspired. So I dug out all my Christmas stuff and I went to town, and this is what I came up with. This is a altered 6x9 just manila clasp, mailing envelope, and I turned it into a book. So this is the front cover. The envelope is actually covered in fabric. So this was actually, it was a fat quarter that I got at my craft store, and let me make sure it's a true fat quarter. I don't have the fabric over here. I believe it's just a true fat quarter. So, and it actually worked out perfect. So it wraps all the way around, front and back fabric. I just used my heat and bond to iron to the fabric and then iron the fabric to the envelope, and it worked beautifully. I didn't have any trouble. And then everything's just, it's a 3-hole pamphlet stitch. And this only has one signature, but it's absolutely chunky and yummy, and I love it. But it got a little fatter than I had intended. And I just did a simple ribbon closure. This just wraps around, and it's pretty long, but so I love it. So we're going to open it up. The inside is just tea-dyed scrapbook paper. And it's scrapbook paper, but it's not thick, heavyweight cardstock. It's actually from a Recollections paper pad. But the paper's pretty thin. Kind of like the paper packs you get from the paper studio. It's not super thick cardstock. It's more what I would say like heavy duty copy weight or heavy duty copy paper. It's kind of more in that range. So I coffee and tea stained it and then decoupaged it to the cover. So it's front and back. It was all just one solid piece. And then this is my flap, and it's still covered with fabric. And then I lined the front of the pocket with fabric as well. So, and this was one continuous piece out of a fat quarter. So definitely, if you're worried about having to buy yardage or anything like that, if you just get a fat quarter, and as long as your fabric is multi-directional, meaning it doesn't matter which way you flip the fabric, you should easily be able to cover your journal covers in the fabric and get a 6x9 piece out of a fat quarter. And I know, I got this at my local craft store, but Joann's, even Michael's carries fat quarters. So Joann's, of course, has them, and they usually often go on sale and stuff. So you can get a fat quarter for usually like $1, sometimes $1.50. They're pretty inexpensive, especially when they're on sale. But it's really, and I love fabric, so I love how this feels. So this is the inside cover, and then I just covered the edge here just in some ribbon that kind of coordinates with the ribbon, the front ribbon. It's like reverse. I haven't decided, honestly, if I'm going to put a pocket here. So right now it's just blank. There's so much bulk in this journal that I almost just want to leave this. So this is my first page, and I love, all the paper is from the same Recollections paper pad. I don't remember what it was called. So, and I've coffee and tea dyed everything that is in here. Everything. And it's been inked with vintage photos. So everything looks kind of old and grungy and crinkly. I did use this is also my first time using printable images that I found on Pinterest or from different, blogs that allow you to print their digital images. Ephemera's Vintage Garden has a beautiful website where she has a freebies kind of login where you can log in and get some of her freebies that she puts out. So I use stuff from her Days of Holly collection, and I also use stuff from her Christmas Children. And again, this is it's Ephemera's Vintage Garden is where I got these from. And then some of the other ones were just free images I found online or from different websites. But it was all free for personal use printables. So I just want to make sure that that's clear. So this is the front page. This is one of those printables from Ephemera's Vintage Garden. So it's a really cute vintage postcard. And again, everything's coffee and tea stained. This is just a doily that turns into a tuck spot. You turn the page, another tuck spot. This is all just old notebook paper, and it was like a 5x7 spiral notebook, one of the ones that you would keep in your purse. And so I just ripped out it was like half used, so I ripped out all the pages, I tea dyed and then baked everything, and then I just used my Christmas stamps, just whatever I had on hand, and just kind of stamped and decorated. But it's still lined, so it's great for making lists, keeping track of things, writing down, journaling, things like that. That's a tuck spot there. And then I also did a lot of stamping in the book. So there's all sorts of stamps just out of my Christmas collection. And then almost all the top corners of the pages are punched. This is a Martha Stewart snowflake punch. And then this bottom page is just rounded with no punch. And it's all uniform, so all the top corners of this are snowflake, all the bottom ones are just rounded. This is another pocket, so great to put, bulkier items in. And then just out of the leftover paper, I made tags, blank on the back, so great for journaling and pictures. And then all the tags just have this beautiful lace. And I didn't tea dye the lace because the lace actually already has like a creamy kind of grungy tint to it, and it just went perfect with everything. Same thing on the back pocket, another lined paper, and then another handmade tag. I love this paper here with the houses on it. This is a flip out, so it's a coffee dyed envelope and a vintage image that I printed out, and then inside is just some blank cards from Michael's Dollar Spot, so great spot for journaling, pictures, things like that. And then this is just another doily with a tuck spot and tag, and then this is another tuck spot here. And these are all just doilies that I tea stained, sprayed with some of my Heidi Swap sprays. I'll show you this one. And then glued. And then these are all just 3-inch or 3.5-inch scallop circles that I punched out and then, folded over to kind of reinforce the doily a little bit. Same thing, tuck spot, another list here with stamping. This is an envelope, so great place to tag, ticket stubs or whatever you might want to keep. This is one of my favorites. So this is one of those, again, kind of from Crafty Irina, and she did this, and you see them a lot, but it's an altered paper clip. So I just put I was trying really hard to use up my scraps. So it's just 2 scraps of the scrapbook paper, kind of folded over the paper clip with this Noel on there, and it just slides beautifully onto the page. And then this is just a vintage printable, and it just goes tucked beautifully under there. Some more stamping, a little bit of washi tape and a tag, kind of as an inclusion. This I did a belly band with a piece of the journaling paper, and this is just a vintage tag. It says it's the most wonderful time of year. Again, coffee stained and baked. Tuck spot with a tag. This is, whoops, yeah, another tuck spot with a tag. This is another tuck spot, I'll show you, but instead of it being the doily, it's just a banner and another one of those Christmas tags, and then another printable, and it just tucks in there. This is just a Michael's burgundy colored paper bag with some vintage images on it front and back, and then of course you can tuck some stuff in there. This is a side loading tuck spot pocket with the lined paper notepad. Same thing on the back side, but with a vintage Santa. This is, I call it an undercut page, but it's just a pocket page. So there's 2 smaller handmade tags here. And it's just some really cute gold washi tape on the side. And then there's a vintage printable tag in there with it as well. And then the back side just has some stamping. Another pocket page here with the lined note paper. Again, another doily tuck spot and lined note paper. This is deli paper. And I actually just took the deli paper and I folded it in half and then, you know, put it in my signature. I sealed the edge up with the gold washi tape and then put, these are some stickers I had from Hobby Lobby. And I just turned it into a pocket with another handmade tag that matches the paper collection. And then I just put a sticker on the back, and you could put a picture or, you know, even do some journaling if you were careful. Blank page, another belly band with note paper. This is a tuck spot there as well if you wanted to tuck something in. Another tuck spot with a vintage postcard. This is the center of my signature, and so instead of seeing the seaming and stuff, I just turned this into a pocket. This is a tea stained or coffee stained Ranger like shipping tag, and this tag, because the edges are kind of ripped, it was hard, so I did do the punch out here for so you knew that it was a, you know, a pocket. Another side loading pocket with the paper. Same thing on the back. This is another flip out. I didn't cover this part of the envelope because it kind of matches, you know, the red. And it's another blank card. I've had these for a long time. They're from the Michael's Darlow spot when they did a lot of the Mary Englebright stuff. With a vintage image there on the front. The other glassine pocket with a tag, and then the sticker and the gold washi tape, and then another sticker on the back. You kind of have to be careful with the glassine because you can see through it, so wherever you put something on one side, you kind of want to try and mirror that on the back, unless whatever you did on the front, you know, shows through and it looks fine. Another tuck spot here, another doily and tuck spot. This is another undercut page, so you can kind of see this is the page, and then when you turn it, it's another 3, you know, tags with the pockets. So 2 handmade tags, and then this is another vintage tag that I got online, and then this is really cute. It says Santa Claus's headquarters, and it's kind of a vintage like building advertisement. Another vintage printable. I really like this one because it's Christmas greetings, and it's from like a coffee spice company. I got that online as well. And then another altered paper clip. This one says Season's Greetings, and that just tucks right in with the stamping across the top. another belly band, and then another tuck spot with lists. One of the reasons there's a lot of list paper in here is I'm constantly making lists at Christmas. There's grocery lists, there's shopping lists, there's my Christmas list, there's a list of cleaning I have to do, there's lists for parties, but also I thought too for journaling, because a lot of this is printed scrapbook paper, so a lot of this, you can journal on this and then put your pictures here. So I'm kind of envisioning this maybe a little as a December daily, I guess. So that's why I wanted there to be lots of room for writing and pictures, and to be able to tuck, like, programs from school plays, or the movie that you might have gone and seen, or the invitation to the holiday party, or if you wanted to keep, handmade cards from coworkers, or just all sorts of things. You can kind of use this as like a smash book, junk journal, December daily, just kind of really capture your Christmas holidays in here. So there's a ton of room to do that. This is the other side of the bag. So just a vintage image, and then a really cute vintage image there. And then this is another flip out. And this one, I went ahead and just glued this down. I really love this card. It's just Santa with the children, and it just says believe. And it's just another blank note card. This one I did coffee stain a little bit on the inside, but I didn't really care how it turned out, so that's why I didn't do the other two. I just left them as is. Another tuck spot here. And some of these tuck spots I just left blank because there's, depending on what you want, you put other stuff in there as well. Another journaling page here. This has the side banner here for the tuck spot, and just a little pine cone sticker there. There we go. And then this has another one of my paper clips on it. I really like this one. Well, I like them all, but this is one of my favorites. So I used one of those tickets again, but I hung it vertically, I guess. And then just used some staples and then a little ornament sticker on there, and it's on a red paper clip. So I love how those came out, and it was really nice to use up all my scraps. Like, I have hardly any of this. All the papers I use and the coordinating tags, all gone. Like, I maybe only threw away like pieces that were, 1/4 inch wide, where, it'd be really tough, to do stuff with, or so I was really excited to use up my scraps. Again, the envelope with the pocket here to put stuff in. Another side loading pocket with journaling. Side loading pocket here with journaling. This is another one of the paper clips with the banners. This one says Jingle Bells. Sorry about that if you heard the sirens. Another vintage image from online. And then another tuck spot. And then this just has another one of the vintage postcards in it. I really like this one. Getting the Christmas tree. And it's addressed to St. Nicholas, North Pole. And then this is just the last page with another tag and a tuck spot. And then this, this is obviously the back that, the envelope. You can see in here, it was just an orange envelope. I don't know if I'm going to put a closure on this. If I had it to go back and do again, I would have put one of the basic gray disc magnets in here. But when I did this, I just wasn't thinking. I would like it to be magnetic. That would be the best thing. But it actually stays pretty well closed like that, just because the fabric kind of weighs the flap down. And the book's so thick that when it's closed like this, I definitely don't have any concerns about anything falling out of there. So I might just from like a purely bulk standpoint, just leave it, flat and not add anything extra. I could always put on Velcro or something, but I'm not a huge fan of that sound, so I don't like using it. But I don't know, so I might just leave it because it stays pretty well closed. So anyways, and then that's the back cover. So that's the book. So this was my second start to finish project that I did here in my new house. The other project I did was a baby album for my friend who just had her beautiful baby boy on Friday. I made her a handmade book, kind of a, where for his, baby album and all that stuff. And it turned out absolutely beautiful, but I definitely wanted her to have it in her hands before he arrived. So I gave it to her a couple weeks ago and I wasn't able to film it, but so yay for my second project and my first project share since I've been here. So I'm super excited. So this is my Christmas junk journal, December daily. So I'm really excited to use it this year, and hopefully in January do a project share after this is kind of full and show you how I put it to use. I did want to share with you, so if for whatever reason you can't find the 6, so they're 9 inches tall by 12 manila envelopes, I have seen online where people are using the green hanging folders and then using that as their kind of their weight for their book cover to make a soft covered journal. This definitely looks a little bit more like a book, I would say, but I really like the weight of it, and so I've just cut mine down to size. One of the things I did pick up in watching journals is to line where you're going to do your stitching with Tyvek. And I don't know, I'm sure if anybody watches Kathy over at the Paper Phenomenon, she talks about Tyvek and its wonderful uses and purposes. And I'm a true believer, after seeing some of her projects and how bulky and thick they are, that it really does prevent your paper from ripping. So the fact that this was basically a paper, solid one piece of paper, and I'm going to be punching holes and putting in signatures here, over time this would totally rip. I mean, it's just inevitable. So I am a firm believer that lining it with Tyvek will help. So this is just a piece of Tyvek, and I get mine at the office supply store. So Home Depot, or not Home Depot, my goodness, Office Depot, Office Max, Staples. They have just envelopes, and they're just called Tyvek mailing envelopes, and then I just cut mine down and use them. I know other people use like the Tyvek tape that you can get at Home Depot. There's a bunch of different ways that you can get it and then use it. I just happen to have in my stash, you go to Office Depot and you really want one envelope, but you wind up buying a pack of 12 that'll last you forever. So that's what I'm using up. So I just put decoupage on one side of it, glued it down, made sure it was bubble free. And so that's what's lining my spine. And then that way when I cover my spine with, the decorative paper and stuff, this will just be sandwiched in between. So this is another option for a journal cover as well. And then your signatures. So I'll just show you. So these are the signatures for my next one. And I kind of have them made and put together. So they should just slide in there like that. And I just have a tidy little book cover to put together. And then I can figure out whatever I want for closure. So this will definitely have more of like a book look, but I still think it's pretty cool and altered. So I'm super excited. I did not put Tyvek on this. And the reason I didn't is because, two reasons. The envelope has heat and bond and fabric on one side to help stabilize it, this outer portion here. And then the inside cover, this is decoupaged. So I kind of figured it had enough reinforcement where maybe the Tyvek wasn't warranted. And I don't have any issues. I mean, I don't see any ripping or anything. So it's kind of 50-50 on if you have to do it, if you're going to be doing the fabric cover. If you're concerned about it, absolutely just go ahead and do it. You know, when you're prepping your envelope for your cover and stuff. But kind of on this one, I figured between the decoupage and the heat and bond and all the other stuff, I didn't want to make this too bulky right here on the fold. So I wasn't sure if I really needed the extra layer of something. So anyways, that's just my little tip, and I can't wait to share with you guys this one. When I get it done, I will definitely be back. I don't know if you can tell, this one definitely has like more of a kind of a shabby chic vintage feel. Again, this is another Recollections paper pad. I think this one's called The Sweetest Thing, and I've had it forever. I love the paper, so I thought it was time to use it up. And of course, everything is coffee stained and baked. So that's my little project share. So thanks for watching, guys. Have a wonderful rest of your day. And I can't wait to get a few more things finished and get back on here and share with you. Have a great day. Bye.